Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Cyril Dimitri, your moderator, and I'm the Associate Lead for Implementation. And today we want to take you through the holistic talent view, analyzing employees through performance, career development, and our brand new surveys module as well. So to take you through this journey is our team lead from Inside Sales, Gayan. And before I do pass it on to him, I just want to give everyone a quick reminder that we encourage questions. And if you have any questions, please do drop it in the chat and we will bring it up during the Q&A session at the end. So, Gayan, over to you.
Thanks, Cyril. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you're joining from. So my name is Gayan, and I'm the team lead for the APAC region, and I'll be taking you through today's webinar series, where we will be focusing mainly on performance management, career development, and surveys. So just to take you through a bit of the agenda, for our new joinees, we usually take you through, we touch base on the modules we offer so far, so that you have an idea of what OrangeHRM offers as an overview. And then we will be focusing on performance management. I'll be giving you an introduction to it. I will be taking a look at a case study as well in a real life scenario. After which I'll be introducing you to career development, and then we'll be going through the service feature, which is our latest feature. It has been live for about 8 months now. Right. After which, like Tyrell said again, we encourage questions. You can drop those on the chat. If you feel like you didn't have time to ask questions during this specific webinar series, you can even send us an email at sales@orangehrm.com, and we can respond to those as soon as possible. Right, so just let's take a look at the OrangeHRM modules. So as you can see here, it's segregated into 4 main categories. People management is our core modules, right? So this helps you with your day-to-day HR activities. You get your HR administration tools here. You get your employee management, which is your core tenant, your employee database that helps you gather any information that you decided to store regarding any employee. There are also reporting and analytics features where you can run reports based on any of the other features that you've chosen. And you also get a mobile app along with your core features, which helps employees respond to certain tasks, view documents that are shared with them, manage leave. They can apply for leave and other features as well on the go, right? So it helps them quite significantly rather than logging into a browser. And then we also have our other regularly used features like leave management, time and attendance under our compensation. And under talent management, we have our recruitment, onboarding, and request desk features. And today we'll be focusing a little more on the culture aspect of OrangeHRM, with performance, career development, and surveys. Since this is a webinar series, we'll also be focusing on other features later on. So we'd love to have you on those sessions as well. So to start off with, why performance management? Right. So from my experience, from talking to clients and different organizations, we've come to realize that all of them have different approaches to performance management. Right. Some of them follow the traditional approach where you just have the annual review. Right. Whereas some of them are moving a little more away from that traditional approach, and they tend to have more appraisal cycles, right? You would have a cycle where you would be reviewing someone right after probation, you would be having a mid-year review, then you have your annual review, right? So what OrangeHRM does is it helps you streamline your performance management process. So it tracks all the employees' goals, the KPIs, the OKRs, and it provides insights for you to gather all that information and get a more accurate appraisal for your employees, right? And the reason why you use performance management is because companies that do have performance management are 3 times more likely to outperform their peers, right? According to studies. So let's take a look at what we do. So we provide strategic goal alignment. It's a more unified strategic focus, right? You can directly connect with your individual employee goals, and you can have your company-wide competencies, right? And it helps you gather all the insights you need. And there's also enhanced accountability, right? Employees can see exactly what they're doing for the company. It boosts their motivation. You give them a sense of the tasks they need to carry out in order to progress to the next level of their career, right? So it keeps the teams motivated, it keeps them engaged, and keeps them responsible in terms of what they have to do. right? There are also continuous growth loops, right? So in a sense, you would be keeping in touch with them on a regular basis, right? Now, in a sense, when you have your annual review only, and if you have an annual review every December, it's kind of questionable in the terms of what you spoke about during January, right? You might not remember those conversations you had. So it's always important to sort of keep track of these and have regular reviews. So we help you with that. And you can create multiple appraisal cycles. You can have your mid-year reviews, quarterly reviews, annual reviews, and so on. So it's a lot that you can do with this specific module. And we've developed it by getting this feedback from our existing clients as well as prospects. So it's come to that point where you can run a full-blown appraisal through your organization. Right? And we also provide 360 employee reviews, right? So what you can do now is, rather than just having a review, you reviewing yourself and your supervisor reviewing you, we can also have other stakeholders in the organization that you would be regularly coordinating certain tasks with review you as well. So you can have your peers, your subordinates, managers from other departments that you usually, for example, if you're in sales and you do work with customer success, you can have someone from there reviewing you as well. So you get an overall opinion of everyone and your performance in the organization, right? It's just not one person reviewing you. There's also continuous feedback culture. So it promotes open cross-functional communication, and it reflects on an individual's true impact across the organization, right? And it also reduces bias, right? So in a scenario where, okay, say you've joined the organization through a contact that you've known previously, right? You all were buddies in school, or you all met through a different organization, right? You tend to be good friends once you join, right? So your manager is your friend, and or you've just been in the company long enough, you become good buddies. There tends to be a little bit of bias there, right? So they'll go a little easy on your review, right? Whereas it could happen the other way around as well. Say you're a superb employee and you have a little bit of friction with your manager, they might give you a slightly bad review. You never know, right? So these 360 reviews helps you get the exact feedback that you need, right? It helps everyone give their opinion about you, and you can get a more accurate sort of review in terms of your employees, right? And it's also important to customize these performance reviews, right? Now, most companies have a standardized template, right? They have their company-wide competencies, a few questions that they need answers to, but it's also important to customize it so that it's not just something that you just have to get done right towards the end of the year. It's something that your employees are looking forward to. So what we allow is job-related competencies, right? If someone's in the IT team, for example, right? Other than the company-wide competencies, such as professionalism, tardiness, and so on, there's also job related competencies, right? So you can customize it in a way where certain skills are captured, right? And they provide their feedback based on those. If you're in sales, the KPIs related to your achievements will be captured, right? So you can customize these reviews and get the proper feedback for your employees. Okay. And there's also, again, standardized fairness. You ensure that objective evaluations by using criteria, there's targeted criteria for similar roles across the entire organization, right? So let's take a little bit of a look at a case study. So ProDaft is one of our long-term clients. They've been with us since 2022, right? And they were using a traditional approach for their performance management. They were not using a solution, and they needed something because they had several business units, several templates across these business units, and they wanted one solution to manage all of this, right? So what we were able to do was standardize this across all the business units, so that whenever a specific employee logged in to complete their performance review, it would change in a dynamic way where certain competencies would be related to their job description and that specific employee, right? So they were able to get their reviews done, get their 360 reviews done, and just get the right feedback that was required, right? So, and also the competencies and goals were also reflected on these, and they were mapped accordingly as a company-wide practice, right? So it was extremely transformational for them implementing this, and they're doing quite well here. And so are a lot of our other customers that practice this at the moment. Yeah. So let's talk about career development. So this comes as an additional feature once you've actually completed your performance reviews. It's a nice to have. Now, most people don't get this right at the beginning when they're going for certain features on Orange HRM. This is something they usually, performance is something they usually get at the beginning, and then career development is something they get after a while of using those core features, right? So the reason for career development, studies suggest that 76% of Gen Z employees believe that learning is the key to a successful career. And yeah, I think they're absolutely right. And they are significantly more likely to leave a role if they don't see a path to mastery, right? So it's very important to show someone the path. It's and show them how they can grow their career in order to maintain employee turnover, right? So what we do is we support long-term professional journeys and build a robust internal talent pipeline, right? And the way we do that is through career development. I'll show you what this entails. So as you can see, we focus on a 9-box matrix. This clearly gives you a view of where your employees stand, right? You can identify your high potential leaders. And it visually gives you, it pinpoints where your low performers are, where your star employees are. And you can see it, if you look to your left, you can see a little bit of the 9-box matrix. That's how it shows it to you, right? And we focus on targeted development strategy as well. So right, we use data-driven insights to build specific plans for upscaling performance, coaching, and then it also helps you, prepare for leadership. Right, you can create your own individual development plans within this, and your employees can focus towards the next step. Right, so it provides robust succession planning. So as I mentioned, individual development plans, they mainly focus on personalized career growth, right? So we give your supervisors as well as your employees can see the tasks that they have to overcome in order to step into the next step, in order to progress towards the next step of their career. So it's a very clear path, right? There are no arguments, there's nothing it has to be achieved in order to move forward, right? So there's strategic goal alignment, right? It synchronizes their personal ambitions with business objectives, and it ensures their development drives and organizational success. And there are also integrated feedback loops, right? So you can link your individual development plan directly to performance reviews as well. So you will see the rating that they've received as well, and you can ensure continuous growth based on this. So with that being said, let me take you to our latest feature, which is surveys. As you can see, all these features, they sort of complement each other, right? So surveys can be used to get employee feedback based on either performance review. They could have gone through a training. It could have been the induction program. So, it helps you get a lot of data-driven feedback, right? And more accurate feedback, which helps you gather more information that is relevant to your organization, right? So as you can see, companies using post-survey action plans see a 10% drop in turnover, right? Because you get the proper employee feedback that you need. So why surveys? We let you design, deploy, and analyze employee feedback with a platform built to measure sentiment, right? So when it comes to survey creation, we've made this as user-friendly as possible. There's rapid design and development. So if you look towards your left side, you can see like the question types that can be created on this, right? You get your single choice answers, multiple choice answers. You can create rating questions, short answers, and paragraph answers, right? So it's you can build and launch professional surveys in minutes. The tool lets you do that, and it also eliminates the setup delays, right? It's very quick, right? And there are also high participation rates because you boost response volume with the user-friendly interface, so people actually feel like responding to this survey, right? And it's also scalable. So as your employees grow, so does this grow with your organization, right? So it allows you to manage engagement across expanding teams seamlessly. So let's get into how it's actually helpful, right? So you can run targeted campaigns if you want to send it to some specific department in your organization. That can be done. We can segment it out. So there's strategic segmentation, and you can ensure that the feedback is directly relevant to that group, right? There's also high response quality. So you drive deeper engagement by asking questions that are tailored to that specific growth, right? And we also combat survey fatigue. We prevent workforce burnout by only sending it to the relevant employees, right? That's available. Sorry, it ran to a bit of a throat issue there. Easy participation is also available. So universal accessibility, frictionless participation, and comprehensive sentiment data, right? So you can, all this is available with our service module. And if you do need a further detailed demo on this, I can take you through this. You can contact me on my email address, right? So with that being said, let's move on to the questions.
All right, thanks. Thank you so much for that walkthrough, man. I'm pretty sure all of us do uh, uh, appreciate it as well. So we do have a few questions. So hope you're ready for them as well.
Yeah.
All right. So one of the questions that we have gotten is number one: can we map competencies to job titles?
Yes, we can. So it's customized. It's customizable in a way where you can create that format, and you can have job-related competencies based on that specific employee's job role when they log into the performance.
All right. And one of the other questions that we got from the chat is, if I wanted to create a development plan for one staff, how do I add a plan?
Well, could you repeat the question? Sorry.
Sure, no problem. If I wanted to create a development plan for one staff, how do I add a plan?
One specific staff member. Yes, you can add it against their profile, right? You can create a set of steps for them. You can get their feedback in terms of their ambition, and create a development plan that is just relative to that specific employee. Can be done.
All right. So I think that does answer the question there. But and another one, what are the reports that we can generate for the performance module?
So there are about 12 out-of-the-box reports that we've already created for you. In addition to that, you can also create your customized reports. Certain reports like appraisal rating report, employee goals, performance trackers. You can compare certain employee appraisals as well. So those are a few examples. Yeah.
Right. And when it comes to IDPs, right, does the system recommend IDPs based on the ratings?
Yeah, it won't directly recommend an IDP, but it gives you insights for you to create your own IDP. Right? I'll let you elaborate on that a little more.
Yeah. So like you were focusing on the 360 appraisals, right? So that really gives you a rather deep, in-depth understanding into the employee's current position and where they're supposed to be going. So these conversations do happen, right, between the supervisor and as you mentioned, right, that relationship does build. So one thing that we have also encountered with our clients in the past is that through that conversation and through the responses in the appraisal, and of course with the use of our AI summarizations as well, the ability to create these plans has been easier because of the conversation, and of course more importantly the performance module, because everything is tracked there, right? So when it as you mentioned, we can't really make it directly, but the performance module gives you the background that you need to be able to make it.
Sure.
And then we go to some related surveys. Can we schedule some surveys to go out at a set time or date?
Yes, you can. The feature lets you schedule it, so you can have it going out certain time and date to a certain department. Yeah.
Right. And then one final one. Can we change the rating scale in the performance module?
I believe you can. Yes, you can. I'll let you elaborate on that.
All right. So with we have an ability to change the rating scale, because right now it rates from 1 to 5, but we do have the ability from the back end to maybe alter that from maybe 1 to 4 or something like that. Also, along with that, we do have from the front end, we can make a change to the final rating, where we can have either the automatic calculation, or we have a manual selection, which is sort of a drop-down value. And if you want to make it less formal, we also have a no rating display option. So that those options are available within the system. Right. So it seems that we are done with the questions. So I would like to thank all of you for joining in today, and we'll pass it on. And if you do have any questions, feel free to reach us out at sales@orangehrm.com. And once again, thank you so much for your time, and we hope you found this session valuable as well.
Thank you, everyone. And please do feel free to reach out for a detailed demo if required. Hope to see you on the next session. Thank you.